Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marble Snap video. So in this one, we are taking a look at decks for tonight's new location, Pet Mansion. Pet Mansion reads, all cards must be played here this turn. So if you're not normally a fan of the featured and hot locations, you're probably happier to see this one, as it has a very minimal impact on the gameplay, and you can generally get by using kind of whatever deck you want without having to lean into the location very much. You do want to lean into it though without completely building a deck focused around this kind of thing. The Guardians of the Galaxy are getting a boost from this, particularly the ones in the 1 to 3 mana cost. So Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, and Groot. Rocket Raccoon going to be the best because you can play him on any of the turns. So if it reveals on turn 1, obviously you can take use of it. Star-Lord probably second best because same thing, turn 2. And then Groot, I probably wouldn't really run Groot for this location unless maybe you're looking to get some use out of him in Surf or Shell or something like that. But yeah, those are just some cards you can throw in your deck if you don't want to build your deck fully around it, but give yourself a little bonus or just enjoy playing these cards. So first deck we have here is a Sentry deck. So I had a lot of fun with Sentry and I found the deck to be quite effective. Posted a video with it a few days ago. This is a slightly different version. This one is a little bit more leaning into the lane control element as opposed to the clogging element. Though if you did want to build this with a bigger focus on clog, you could change out the Storm and Juggernaut package for Debris and Polaris, depending on your preference, but I found the lane control has been a lot more effective, particularly versus things like Shuri. But the idea with this deck is we are basically trying to control the lanes really hard, which is why we have Storm and Juggernaut as new additions, Professor X to lock down a lane on turn 5 with the help of Daredevil. We have Viper, who can be very good at giving away our Hood, or more importantly, our Void from Sentry. So that's really nice. Goblin and Titania add some nice clogging elements. Zero, kind of an underrated card here. Not only can we use this to make our Titania just a really easy 1/5 with no downside, but we can also use this on Sentry sometimes to just get a 10 power 4 cost no downside and get a 3 cost or a 3 power 1-drop into play. So that's really good. And then Spider-Woman and Shang-Chi are our last ways of kind of closing out the game. We can really swing the lane with Shang-Chi or Spider-Woman to lower their power while increasing our own and dodging Shang-Chi. Next up, a deck I think that will be really good for this one is going to be Devil Dino with Darkhawk. This is the deck that I used to finish my Infinite Climb earlier on in the month. And I really like it. It's gotten a little bit more popular recently, but all the disruption elements with our rocks and Korg and Rock Slide, and just the fact that we can go pretty tall with our Dino, our Darkhawk, or our Mystique, copying either one of them is really good. I really like Cosmo for this location too, as we have enough early game here where we can fight for priority, and then we can slam Cosmo in the Pet Mansion lane to deny any good on reveal effects from the opponent, while setting up a lane for us to park our Dino or Darkhawk so it cannot get Shang-Chi'd. Other than that, we just have some more protection here in armor, Zabu to reduce the cost of our powerful 4-cost cards, Coulson for good tempo and hand size, Doom so we can go wide at the end of the game, and just the standard Darkhawk stuff with our Rock Slide and White Queen for that Dino value and a bit of information. Next up, we have Thanos Zoo with a slight modification for the location, that mainly being putting in our Rocket Raccoon, as it is a really good power for the cost if you can get the effect to go off, and we will have a higher chance of that happening, which is nice. And we can even get it all the way up to a 1/5 if it happens to get a Bast boost before coming down, so that's pretty nice. This also is a good home for the Season Pass card, Hitmonkey. If you don't have Hitmonkey, that's okay too. You could also try Star-Lord or just another good value 2-drop in this slot. But overall, bunch of really good 1-drops here, and things like the Hood, Ant-Man, Bast, Iceman, and Nightcrawler. Obviously, we also have all the stones from our Thanos here as well, which are some of the best 1-drops in the game. Angela as a good tempo 2. bishop to take advantage of the fact that we are throwing down a lot of cards. Khazar and Blue Marvel for buffing up our going wide board. And Thanos just as sometimes a threat we can slam at the end of the game. And the last deck we have here is Galactus. The idea with this being we know where they're going to have at least some of their units, so we know which lane we either don't want to Galactus, or we can just pass the turn with the Pet Mansion. So we don't play anything there, the opponent does play stuff there, and then that can be our Galactus lane where we can guarantee that they end up having priority going into the final turn. So we can either Shang-Chi them or avoid Shang-Chi ourselves. Pretty standard Galactus list here. We have Null as one of our main win cons alongside Death to go off post Galactus. Doc Ock and Leech here, both really good on turn 4 after we get our Electro out. In terms of early game, Yondu has good synergy with our Null, pumping him up. Daredevil, so we know what they're going to do on turn 5, which is often our Galactus turn. Blizzard helps us fight for priority a bit and also helps us pump the Null. Electro and Wave are our main sources of ramp to get the Galactus out. Shang-Chi as another pseudo win condition post Galactus. And America Chavez to hopefully guarantee that we're getting that Galactus before turn 6, and sometimes she's just a decent thing to slam after the Galactus, especially if Death is free. So there we have it. Those are the decks for the Pet Mansion new location. Again, you don't have to play these. You can kind of play whatever you want, and I think you won't be very punished for it, which is nice. Definitely use more locations like this in the future. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.